Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video. 2 left for the Harry Potter review marathon. Now we've come to the finale, the epic final battle in the wizarding world. That's right, the Deathly Hallows, parts 1 and 2. And of course we're starting off with part 1, of course. So, the story. Without the guidance and the protection of their professors, of course most notably Dumbledore, Harry, once again, Daniel Radcliffe, Ron, Rupert Grint, and Hermione, Emma Watson, begin a mission to destroy the Horcruxes, the sources of Voldemort's immorality, though they must rely on one another more than ever. Dark forces threaten to tear them apart. Voldemort's Death Eaters have seized control of the Ministry of Magic and Hogwarts, and they are searching for Harry, even as he and his friends prepare for the ultimate showdown. So, especially because after the events of the Half-Blood Prince, and after Albus Dumbledore, the most powerful wizard of all, is dead and gone, and with him out of the way, Voldemort and the Death Eaters, his army, now seize control of the Ministry of Magic and are taking over part of the wizarding world, and, Snape being part of, the Death Eaters as well, and, and you know what, because I do have a question, I've asked this before, say, to my mom or anything like that, but, I mean, I know technically, because, the Deathly Hallows being the 7th and final installment, but because this is in 2 parts, it doesn't count as part 1 and part 2 they're not their own movies, are they? I mean, I guess in a way that they're the same thing. They are one movie, but just split in 2 parts. So I think that about makes sense. What about saying a top 10 or top 5 video? Would you have, say, part 1 is number 5, or even say part 2 is your number 1? That's the thing, but, well. But anyways, I know I'll hear from some of you guys and so on, but anyways, and heck, even I can check that out too, but, say for top 10 or top 5 videos, of best Harry Potter films, or, people's favorite Harry Potter films, but anyways, part 1, because this is where things get really intense, and especially the opening is pretty cool, because, the one who is, wanting to, gonna be taking the place of, is gonna be the new Minister of Magic, played by Bill Nighy. He's Rufus, it doesn't show the last full name, but the dialogue he gives, and your ministry remains strong. And, what's going on with our 3 main characters, the trio, from Hermione wiping her parents' minds, Obliviate, and, Harry's uncle, aunt, and cousin, they're leaving, and, because I've seen some of the deleted scenes, and especially this one where, Petunia is telling Harry, very emotional speech, you didn't lose a mother, I lost a sister, and, it seems like they're at ease, they seem to be on good terms as of now, I guess, for Harry and his uncle, aunt, and cousin, but, so they basically move out because, well, they know that it's not safe, and things are just bad, and the Death Eaters, and so on. So anyways, that's when the Order of the Phoenix, well, basically, they come in, and they recruit Harry, because, of course, we get, Hermione, Ron, and Rubeus Hagrid, and also, this is the first appearance of Bill Weasley. This is the first time we're seeing Bill Weasley, played by Domhnall Gleeson. I think I said that right. And I never quite knew about this, that he is actually the son of, oh gosh, if he's even going to show up, like, I'm looking at the cast. Where is he? I can't even spot him. Well, the actor is the son of what's his face, who is Mad Eye Moody. So I kind of didn't realize that, but yeah. Yeah, and also because Bill Weasley, it turns out that Bill Weasley, he is now married to Fleur, if I'm saying her first name right, played by lovely, talented actress Clemenza Posey. We last saw her in The Goblet of Fire, and of course she comes back, and she's now with Bill Weasley, and they're a cute couple, definitely. Not to mention, of course, well, once again, Lupin and Tonks, them being a couple as well. I'd say from Lupin, Tonks, and Bill and Fleur, they're some of my favorite Harry Potter couples. Right next, not just them, but also Harry and Ginny, which of course, they really do get together. Even like say in the Half-Blood Prince and the last two films, and even when say Tonks was about to announce that she was pregnant, basically, because they're expecting a son. So of course, Mad Eye Moody interrupting the whole thing, and also McGungus Fletcher. Yeah, I said that right. He makes his debut in this, and, even with Mad Eye Moody, nip it, McGungus, and basically, Mad Eye Moody giving those, each one, like, a potion that would turn them into Harry, basically, from Fred, George, Fleur, even McGungus, Hermione, Ron, and I think that's about it. Yeah, so it's really funny, definitely, as they're transforming and, hearing their voices, and Daniel Radcliffe, he's such a good sport at doing each of them, and even like, say, Fleur, Bill, look at me, I'm hideous. You see the look on Bill's face, he's kind of horrified, he's like, what am I supposed to say? And it's very, very nice, and it makes sense that, Hagrid is the one that takes Harry away from the house. He brought him here 16 years ago, and it's, it makes sense for him to take him away, so, and that whole sequence where they're leaving and, head for the burrows, as Mad Eye Moody says, and yeah, Mad Eye Moody just, as he's passing by Harry in the motorcycle. Again, I know I've established this before, like, how Mad Eye Moody, like, flies on his broom. He's actually seated on his broom, and he's got, like, say, like, whatever the heck they're called, I forget, prop his feet. So, and of course, the Death Eaters attacking, and they have no idea which one's Harry. And, Harry and Hagrid, they have to make their way straight to the Weasley's house, and I love that dialogue, Hagrid, we have to help the others. I can't do that, Harry. Mad Eye's orders. And even say when Harry is given away, when at one point Hedwig, the White Owl, which I never really talked about that much of Hedwig, at least I don't think, Hedwig was protecting Harry, and that's when one of the Death Eaters kills Hedwig, yeah, that's when Harry's given away and Voldemort comes in to kill Harry. But of course, Harry does defeat Voldemort, even Voldemort causing power lines to be destroyed and most of the power going out around town. It's funny when they crash land into this like lake and they're all wet, Harry and Hagrid. God, even say Hagrid and his big hair and beard. So, and the aftermath, they all come in. Some of them are wounded, especially George. Yeah, I think it's George Weasley. And unfortunately, because, Mad Eye Moody did not make it. So that's unfortunate for Mad Eye Moody. He was such a great character. It's too bad he didn't make it. Especially what happens with his eye, God. Like, his eye being used, like, in some part of the Ministry of Magic, that's horrible. Poor Mad Eye Moody's eye, basically. And also, there's a wedding going on for Bill Weasley and Fleur. So they're not married just yet until their wedding, and Harry and Ginny really getting together and so on. I just love that as they're making out. George comes in because he's bandaged up around his forehead and he was brushing his teeth. He has the toothbrush stuck in, he grabs his coffee. Morning. privacy, please. Get a room. Anyways, and also the Minister of Magic, Bill Nighy's character, Rufus, brings Harry, Ron, and Hermione gifts straight from Dumbledore. Ron has the machine that, Dumbledore built, taking light, and as we saw in the opening of the Sorcerer's Stone, Dumbledore gave Hermione a book about the three brothers, and Dumbledore gave Harry the Golden Snitch, but that's not it. Also, the Sword of Godric Gryffindor as well. And unfortunately, because later on, when the wedding happens, once again, we do see Luna, and this time her father, and this, ball comes in, saying that, the Minister of Magic is dead, and referring to Rufus, of course, so much for him, unfortunately. The Death Eaters coming in to attack, and Hermione, Ron, and Harry, they're all on their own. They've been separated from the others, and throughout the entire film, we have these three just, roaming around and finding the Horcruxes, the Death Eaters on their tail. Even when, say, they go to the house, the Order, basically, and we once again get the return of Kreacher, and basically, Magungus Fletcher was the one that basically fled from everybody, because when they left Harry's house, and I guess he was considered a traitor or something, but, basically, as Magungus states, he was afraid. And knowing Magungus, he's a scaredy cat. And even say, Kreacher had the help of retrieving and finding Magungus with Dobby. Dobby is back, once again voiced by Toby Jones. And also, even say that sequence where Ron, Harry, and Hermione, they disguise themselves and going into the Ministry of Magic. I do remember this one deleted scene where they kind of run into Ron's dad. So, well, it's good to see that he's doing okay and he's still going at work at the Ministry of Magic. And once again, we of course have the return of, oh gosh, I swear I could have seen her. The lady in pink, basically. She's, here she is. Well, she is the lady in pink, basically. Dolores. She's back once again. But of course, there's not that much of her, and Harry just, stupefy, and repeats the same lines that he said to her the last time he saw her. You're lying, Dolores, and one must not tell lies. And did I forget to mention the opening to the film, aside from Bill Nighy's dialogue, the meeting of the Dementors and Voldemort, and Voldemort has one of the teachers at Hogwarts as held captive and does kill the teacher, and Nagini, dinner. It's a really cool opening there, too. Also, because, and again, as I said, throughout most of the film, even up to 1 hour, literally, because Hermione and Ron, they go off, they roam around the finding the Horcruxes, staying in a magical tent, and as that was seen last time in The Goblet of Fire, could you imagine if that existed, if that was possible? A tent like that? Probably so, but, not what you'd think. But anyways, even say when they do have one of the Horcruxes, it's like a necklace, and Ron does have it. But even say before he had that on, he was starting to just get really fed up, because all three of them weren't really doing anything. But when he had the Horcrux around his neck, that's when it really kicked in. And even say when, I guess at one point, he was jealous between Harry and Hermione. And that sequence, that was really good right there. Ron losing his cool on Harry and, your parents are dead. You have no family. And right before Ron leaves, are you coming or are you staying? And, Ron, of course, is like, I get it. I saw you two the other night. And, of course, Hermione clarifies that that's nothing. And, of course, it wasn't. Was Ron unaware what happened in the last film, where Hermione was totally upset over him and, what's her face, you know what I was talking. You remember in the Half Blood Prince. So for a little while, it's just Harry and Hermione, and that sequence where they're dancing and with that song, my mom does not like that song nor that sequence. I mean, I've tried explaining this, and I've seen when I've watched that scene on a clip of it on YouTube, I've seen a few commenters, you know, really clarifying and explaining about that because hey, so much had happened, you know, and especially up to that point when Ron just deserted them, and when they were dancing, they started to cheer up a bit, and that makes perfect sense. So yeah, but I'm sure they could have chosen a perfect song, even for my mom's standards. You know, no hard feelings. Oh yeah, and that sequence where they do come to the same location where Harry's parents were murdered and visiting their gravesite, and it's during Christmas time. And, you know, there's this old lady who, at one point, it's revealed, you know, in disguise, it was Nagini. And that sequence where Nagini is attacking Harry and Hermione, yeah, intense and, you know, jump scares. And of course, Harry, he goes off to find at one point, he goes off to find the sword of Godric Gryffindor. He meets up with Ron again. They destroy the Horcrux, even when, say, Voldemort was manipulating Ron at one point, but of course he wasn't falling for that. And that part where, you know, you know, Hermione had the right to lose her cool and be pissed at Ron, you know. You're a complete ass, Ronald Weasley. You show up here and all you can say is, hey. And even another funny scene is where, I forget how it goes, like, all I know is that Harry and Ron, they were doing something with a wand, and they set something on fire, like, and you hear Hermione in the back, and, you know, somewhere in the tent, you know, what's going on? And nothing. It's a pretty funny scene. And also, up to when they do go to the house of Luna and her father. And does he... Is he listed right here that I'm seeing? No, I guess not. But anyways, and basically, and Hermione, she reads the story of the three brothers and how the Deathly Hallows started. It's pretty cool, and it is animated and so on. You know, because how the Elder Wand came to be, a stone and the invisibility cloak. Yeah. And even say when the Death Eaters, they strike and they attack and chase Harry, Hermione, and Ron, and even at one point, Hermione, like, casts a spell on Harry, like, hitting his face and kind of makes it a bit swollen or something, kind of hiding his identity, and nobody recognizes him. And, well, okay, that apparently works. And they're taken to is it like the headquarters of the Dementors, I want to say, you know? Probably so, like, that's how I'm putting it. Bellatrix even, like, torturing Hermione, like, leaving, like, blood marks on her arm and, you know, mudblood. Yeah, mudblood. So, Dobby does, at one point, come in to help. Oh, and by the way, the prisoners that are being held are the Goblin, who, you know, this time being played by Warwick Davis. I know I saw him here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Griphook. Yeah, Griphook. And once again, the late legendary actor John Hurt reprising the role of Ollivander and Luna. All three of them are being held prisoner. Dobby coming in to help and save everyone, and, you know, helping Harry and Ron. And even when, say, because again, the Weasleys in this, you know, it's kind of interesting, like, they did nothing. Like, did they even recognize Dobby? Dobby was once once served them, you know? So there could have been something, but oh well, that's how the movie was. And Bellatrix, right before they all disappear, and that dialogue that Dobby gives, Dobby has no master. Dobby is a free elf, and Dobby has come to save Harry Potter and his friends. Right before they disappear, and Ron suggested this one location that's out in a beach. You know, Bellatrix throws something at him, like a knife, and, you know, it's gonna hit one of them, and it's Dobby. And sadly, Dobby dies. And, you know, Luna, like from Dobby, Luna, and Harry having the last bit of dialogue, and Harry, you know, saying, "I want to bury him properly, without magic." Yeah, and yeah, a little like sequence where they're burying Dobby, and right before the movie ends, and after that, Dobby's funeral, we cut to Voldemort, basically breaking in Dumbledore's grave and stealing the Elder Wand and unleashing its powers in the sky. That's a cool way to end part 1 for sure. But with all that being said, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. It's pretty good, definitely. I did read about this, that two things. One, part 1 was the only Harry Potter film that ILM, short for Industrial Light Magic, they didn't do the visual effects for this film, apparently. I guess they weren't available for part 1, I want to say? I don't know. I can definitely kind of see, like, for one shot in the film, and that is when Nagini is attacking Harry, and they're in this one room where it's a big, bright white light, and there's one shot of the snake. It doesn't look that good to me. I'm sorry, but you might know what I'm talking about. Also, too, John Williams did express interest in scoring the Deathly Hallows Parts 1 and 2, but due to scheduling conflicts, you know, he wasn't able to. But it would have been great. He definitely, if he had done the music and score for the Deathly Hallows, he definitely would have brought something amazing to the music, definitely. Just like what he did with the first 3 films. So anyways, and definitely I'm giving part 1 a 10 out of 10. And what about you guys? What did you think of the Deathly Hallows Part 1? What did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review a like as always. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the Deathly Hallows Part 1. More reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. Part 2 is next. Take care, and peace out.